I'm not a big fan of this.
What?
Amazing.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Oh, incredible. I don't think anyone in their right mind would have copyrighted that either, so perfect.
Well, there you go. All right. So,
Fantastic.
How do you lead on from that?
You don't.
with some serious music.
The anticipation is killing me.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
Jurassic Park.
so just a refresher from the last session. So it was an oppressive and inescapably humid night in the city of Azeron, when in the small hours on the first day of Midsummer, a city guard made a grisly discovery. The gruff and no-nonsense investigator of Port Marin Barracks, Sir Wade de Bloodcurrant, was first on the scene to investigate. The scene in question was horrifying to the core. There was a pale woman's body with auburn hair, positioned as if praying. Her face was covered by an animal skull of some kind. The body sat in the centre of 1,000 broken seashells, arranged in a circle. At about the same time, Creamy Dulcook returned home to the old drizzler after many years of travelling and being away. Creamy was reunited with her mother, Sweet Strawberry, and a few of her the old drizzler girls, her old chums and friends, as childhood friends. And she was put to the task of discovering what had happened to Peaches, who has disappeared, has not been seen for some 2 months. Creamy made her way over to a mobster and drug dealer by the name of Gigantor and questioned him about Creamy's disappearance. After a flirtatious encounter, Creamy left. Meanwhile, Wade de Bloodcurrant made his way to the port, to the Salty Dog Tavern, and questioned a hobgoblin by the name of Kurac Shard. Wade discovered that a boat had pulled into the harbour at around 5 o'clock last night, around the time when the body was moved into the position. Wade left to return to the crime scene and investigate the markets, and shortly after, Creamy made her way to the markets and made her way to the Salty Dog Tavern, and also encountered Kurac. After a discussion, Creamy learnt about the body that had been discovered near the markets in the centre square, and hurried after the investigator. At the markets, Wade learnt that some shifty and hooded figure had been seen entering the sewers. He met up with Creamy, and they descended the sewers. It was there that they discovered Taveron, a drow from Cassia, who'd been hiding out after arriving at the city. They also heard some whispers coming from deeper in the sewer, and upon investigating, they found a horde of darklings with a insectoid-like leader. They battled and engaged the darklings, killing one of them, but it exploded in bright, vivid light, disintegrating. This bright, vivid explosion disintegrated and greatly damaged much of their clothes and any items that they were wearing that weren't made of metal. And we pick up at that battle.
Forgot about that bit.
Well, I'm bloody naked now, aren't I?
Where am I?
Use your dong as an
Okay. So if I'm correct,
Whose go is it?
it is Wade's go, I think.
Ah. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I can't remember what the voice was.
It was more arrogant.
So, Wade will move on to the next closest darkling. So he goes over to this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he will swipe his sword, stabbing it into the darkling.
Okay. Oh, remember to read out what you roll.
Yeah, right. With his sword, blade of Bloodcurrant. Is that a hit?
A 10. No, the Darkling nimbly dodges out of the way of the large Bloodcurrant sword, and the
Too old for
blade
this.
goes wide. Okay, you've still got movement if you want to. Well, you're engaged now, so you'd have to disengage.
No, I'll stay engaged.
So, Jimmy, if you are within 5 foot of a medium creature, so in one of the squares that surrounds it, you're engaged with it, and it means that if you move out of that square without using the disengage action, it gets an attack of opportunity against you, so it gets a free attack.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so it's now. It's now Tavaron. So you get up to. So you get on your go. You can either use the sprint action, which gives you 60 foot of movement, or you can move up to 30 foot and then still do an action.
A naked Tavaron will step into battle against this halfling.
Protect your person. Was that what you're going to use?
Protecting a semi-naked Wade.
So your clothes have not completely disintegrated. There's like shards and like rags still attached to you, but they're not really clothes anymore. They're just
Covering my modesty. And I will use my dagger on
Mhm.
this little bitch. What do I do?
Right. So click on your character sheet.
Yeah.
And
Click
you
dagger.
should. Yeah. Click dagger.
26.
26.
That's
Yeah.
That's definitely a hit. So click on the dagger. You should be able to highlight it in the chat window.
Yeah. Click on it.
And it should come up with some damage.
Piercing 8.
Oh,
8 damage.
Did you use your little dagger on him?
Okay.
Pierced him
So
a new
how-
one.
So how are you attacking it? Are you giving him a stab or slashing, or what are you doing?
No, straight stab to the gut.
Okay. So the Meanlock, the Darkling clutches its chest where the blade goes in. Its mouth is covered by this bandana, but you see in its eyes go wide suddenly. And there's a sudden look of fear as it clutches its stomach, and then sort of it backs away from you and lets out a hiss.
Over a radio.
Didn't like that, did he?
No.
Okay, so you've still got probably 25 foot of movement, but seeing as you've used an action, if you move out of the... So you can move around him if you want to, but you can't move out of his 5 foot radius without imposing an attack of opportunity.
Can I back off?
Not without getting an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
You could move to the side, for instance. You could move over here, or over here.
Can I just go and open this chest? I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. So next up is the Meanlock.
Oh my god.
The friendly lock.
Okay. So the Meanlock standing on this large pile of sort of fetid sewage and solidified mass of waste, looking down at you, probably like 10 foot up in the air. Its pincers are moving sort of side to side rapidly, and you hear sort of a painful thought in your head, and there's a voice that says, "Kill these mortals."
To the point.
How far is... Yeah, no good. The Meanlock is going to... It's going to engage Taveron.
Bring it!
What's
So
wrong with
mean.
this bitch?
And it's going to... it's going to attack with its hooked insectile claws. It's going to lash out and do a series of rapid jabs with these like two hooked like appendages.
Dirty bastard!
So it rolls a 22, which I presume is a hit.
22?
Not against me, dodging it.
I can't see that.
Yeah, it hasn't come
how
up.
can I?
Oh, I did it to the GM.
Oh.
Oh.
That's fine.
He's making it up!
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Reroll.
And so I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I not
So
just
on your
back out of it?
on your character sheet,
Hit Constitution.
so there should be the top box that says saving throws at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Click Constitution.
13.
Okay. So yeah, you you managed to dodge the first couple of blows, but this quick insectile claw beats down on the top of your shoulder, digging its two hooks into you, and you feel suddenly this cold sensation in your neck. But you manage to fight it off, and it has no. The cold subsides, and there's no lasting effect from it.
Oh.
And I think that will be the Meanlock's go. Okay, so next it is
He's gonna fucking regret that.
Creamy.
Okay.
Sing another song.
Yeah.
Oh, let's end this fight quick, sharp. My old giant clam's almost falling out of my pants. Okay, so I think Creamy is going to come down to this fella here. Yeah. Do I still have my? I was thinking about this. I was granted some inspiration or something
Yeah,
last game.
yeah, you
but I
still have
didn't
it.
use it. Oh, excellent. Okay. I'll keep it. I'll keep it for now. Okay.
Wow.
7.
+5.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
Meanlock sees your blade coming down, and as if it was sped up in super fast motion, it sort of moves quickly to the sides as a blur, and your blade just lands in the place where it was standing. Again, this Meanlock looks up at you. It's only less than half the size of you. It looks up at you, its hooked nose sort of pointing out from under its balaclava, and its small yellow eyes looking up with disgust. And it lets out a hiss.
All right.
Okay, are you doing anything else?
Nope. I think I am gonna leave it there.
Okay. So it is now this Darkling, the one engaged with Tavarom. It's actually going to turn to Wade.
Oh dear.
And it's gonna draw its silver dagger and lunge at you with its dagger.
Clean.
With a 19.
How do I? Is it my armor class,
Yeah,
which is 16?
so it's a hit. It manages to get in between your just above your shoulder line, graze in your neck, and it deals 5 damage.
That's more than a grace.
Just but a scratch.
Pray for me.
It's but a scratch. Flesh wound. Small arterial bleed.
Your whole arm's off.
Okay. Then it's the other Darkling, and that is going to attack Creamy Again, lunging, doing a lower blow, going for the legs of Creamy. A 12. Is that a hit?
Oh, God. Oh, I need to check my thing. Hold on. My armor class is now 12.
So yes, it's a hit. You have to meet it or beat it.
You wouldn't hit a little lady.
It gets you badly across the leg, right just under the kneecap. The dagger pierces your leg, dealing 7 damage.
Oh, I'm not very well.
We're-
I'm feeling
we're all
very
the
poorly.
Okay. So it's now. It's now Wade again.
Yeah. I shall attack the same Darkling.
Yep.
Blade. I'm kind of a bit shocked about the injury in my neck, and I forget to swing with any force.
Okay. You rolled an 8. So the blade goes very wide. In fact, so wide that Tavron has to duck to avoid your blade, and the Darkling sees it coming a mile off and slowly sidesteps out of the way.
Bloody hell, Wade! You almost took my block off.
Put some clothes on.
This is now Tavron.
Tavron is extremely angry at the weird crab creature and is going to attack it.
Okay.
But first, he's just going to walk around the other side of this campfire and crack out his short bow.
Okay, so if you, because you're within 5 foot of it, you'd get an attack of opportunity unless you use your disengage action.
Alright, I'm not. I'm just going to stab it with my dagger again. With great technique, Tavron goes for another stabbing motion with the dagger and rolls a 24.
That's definitely a hit.
Bloody hell.
You should teach me how to use a blade.
Maybe when we get out of this mess.
How much damage did you do?
7.
Okay. The insectoid creature lets out a sort of horrible high-pitched whistling noise, kind of like a... and
Uh-oh.
its mouth parts again move frantically and rapidly, and its 2 clawed limbs sort of flail. It's kind of it seems kind of shocked that you've actually managed to hurt it. Okay, so it's now, if that's the end of your go,
Yep.
it's the Meanlock's go. Tavron, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Seeing as I forgot to do this, it should have been at the start of your turn, but we'll just do it now. So you are now frightened.
I'm frightened.
Yeah. Which means that so frightened. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of its fear is within its line of sight. So as long as you can see the mean lock, you have disadvantage on your attack rolls.
Mhm.
And you can't willingly move closer to the source of your fear. It's only for one turn. Okay. So, the mean lock is going to attack you. Oh, actually, first. So, yeah, it's going again to lash out with its 2 hooked claws. 13. What's your armor class?
15.
Okay, so you managed to dodge out of the way of the claws, expecting the same attack. You nimbly managed to dart out of the way.
Raff, raff, raff.
Okay, it's Creamy.
Okay. So yeah, I'll take another swing at this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, I can do my bard. What's it called? I can play some beautiful music, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so I can give Taveron some inspiration, I think.
Thanks, Creamy.
That's alright.
So you're giving him your inspiration?
Well, it says you can inspire others. You use a bonus action on your turn to choose one creature other than yourself within 60 feet who can hear you. That creature gains 1 bardic inspiration die.
Alright, so are you singing a song?
Yes.
Please sing that song.
Kumbaya, my lord! Kumbaya! Kumbaya, my lord! Kumbaya!
Creamy, I feel so inspired.
And so what does it do? It gives you inspiration on attack rolls, does it?
It's just a bardic inspiration. Once within the next 10 minutes, the creature can roll the die and add the number rolled to 1 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Ah. Attack roll. So, and what is your die? A D6?
D6. The creature can wait until after it rolls a D20 before it uses the bardic inspiration die. But must decide before the DM says whether or not the roll succeeds or fails.
Yeah. And that's your bonus action, so you've still got an action.
Yep. I will once again. Oh!
Again, the Darkling is moving like a blur, and your sword just can't seem to track it. And again, you hit the ground where you were expecting the Darkling to be, but it's already moved and sidestepped your swipe. So is that the end of your go?
Yep.
So it is now the Darklings, starting with this one. Again, it's going to attack Wade.
Oh dear. Ha ha ha! My armor class is 16.
Okay, so it goes to lunge for you, but it just it impacts your chainmail armor and you manage to divert with your longsword, or your greatsword, most of the force of the blow, so it just thuds against you lightly. It's going to. It's going to move slightly over. No, I can't do that. No, it's going to stay there. Okay. The other one is going to sidestep slightly, and it's going to attack Creamy again.
Oh my god.
That's a critical hit, 25.
Campaign's
Which I
gonna
presume
end
is
so
a hit.
quickly.
It is a hit.
Again, it goes for your legs. I managed to jab its dagger directly under your other kneecap, dealing 9 points of damage.
My knees, my beautiful knees. And in the agony of knee pain, I am now dead.
Okay, the Creamy falls unconscious.
How much do I have to die by to actually be dead?
It needs to be the full amount of your hit points. So you need to be on minus your hit point total.
So my total hit point is 11, so I have to be on minus 11.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm okay. I'm only unconscious and bleeding to death.
Okay. So Creamy's unconscious.
Just sang a song and got killed.
Oh my lord!
Okay. So
I'm starting to think I maybe shouldn't have barged in here.
it's now Lade's go.
This battle is not going our way. I slashed with my sword at his head.
Uh,
12.
Afraid the Beanlock just ducks out of the way of it.
He was,
You can't have rolled higher than a 10 at any point in this.
he was attacking a Darkling, wasn't it? Does that make any difference?
Yeah, no, the Darkling's armor class is higher than 12.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Are you doing anything else? Presumably you have other abilities.
I can.
You've got lay on hands. You can heal people.
Does that? Can I do that as a bonus action? Is it as an action?
It's an action, isn't it? Yeah.
Could have done that before Creamy died.
Well, I didn't know he was dead until he was dead.
Is it time for a surprise visit from Gigantor? He just happens to be wandering down in the sewers.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's Tavarod now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We are level 1.
Is there anything I can do other than go for another stab? Can
Run
I
away.
drown magic or?
Bravely run away. brown magic.
You know the dancing lights cantrip? That's not really going to help you here, I don't think.
It's just a parlour trick, isn't it?
So let's read the spell description. Oh. So you can create 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration. You can combine the 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size. Whichever form you choose, each light sheds dim light for 10-foot radius. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the lights up to 60 foot in a new spot within range. A light must be within 20 foot of another light created by the spell, and a light winks out if it exceeds the spell's range.
I'm very sorry, everyone, but I probably should have used that when we were first in the sewers,
At disadvantage.
rather than you lot having to pick up some torches from the fire. I'm gonna go for another stab attack with my dagger.
Who are you attacking? You've got 2 that you could hit.
Right, fuck it. I'm gonna just take this little one down.
This guy, the Darkling.
Because Wade can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab again to the stomach.
Okay. That's a hit.
22. 9.
How do you want to do it?
Yes.
How do I want to do what?
Kill him.
I think one stab to the stomach, spinning him round, and then literally slitting his throat.
I wonder
Nice.
what you're going to say then.
Slitting his bum hole apart.
The Darkling looks in horror as another puncture wound is forced into his stomach. He's spun around and the light's beginning to leave his eyes as the knife goes across his throat, spilling black blood over the floor. And he's down. It's the Meanlock's go now. Okay. The Meanlock's going to try and claw you again. 15?
15.
Yeah. What's your armor class again?
15.
Okay, so that's a hit. So it deals 10 damage.
Oh,
Shit.
oh god. That's a lot of damage.
And then what?
How many hit points have you got left?
7.
Okay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. No, sorry, constitution.
Fuck's sake. 14.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yeah, you feel that cold beginning to spread from the puncture wound of its insectile claw, but you manage to fight it off again.
So no damage.
No, 10 damage, but
Oh,
you're not
so,
paralyzed for 1 minute.
so -3.
Sorry?
So I'm on -3.
Oh, you have only 7 hit points left.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you had 7 hit points after it did 10 damage to you.
No.
So you're unconscious now.
Uh-oh.
At least we've got our
Okay.
strongest fighter left.
Be a short campaign.
I believe it's the Darklings go now.
Oh god.
So it's going to run up and attack Wade, screaming viciously and wielding its dagger. Ah!
All my friends are dead.
Oh god. And you will probably be dead too.
Oh my god.
20 is a hit,
Yeah, that's a hit.
7 damage.
I'm dead.
Are you unconscious?
I'm unconscious.
Okay.
Joe, you're gonna have to rewrite all your scripts now.
Remember me.
Alright,
And that's the end of
And-
that campaign.
Fade to black. We'll pick up with that later.
Nah.
Well, not much to pick up on there.
Pick up their corpses.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
well,
It's all gone terribly wrong.
Wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Knew we shouldn't have started on them.
How did that even happen? I can't even remember what happened there.
I was going to negotiate with them.
Oh, it was Tom, was it?
I kind of charged in and just, like,
Just
I missed
legit.
everything.
they just started attacking.
well, that's the end of that one.
Oh,
I like the music. Apt.
that was a swift change. Liked it.
Meanwhile, at the Marlu warehouse, Morglath is sat in his office still. When there is a knock at the door, and you watch from you stroll over to the balcony and watch the warehouse floor below as your doorman Boric wanders over to the door, pushes his arm against it and says, "What's the password?" And there's a slight voice from the other side that says, "Open the door, Boric, you bastard." Boric slowly pulls the door, taking care this time not to damage the hinges. And standing on the other side of the door is your thief, whose name is Gilberto.
Gilberto. Incredible.
Gilberto bows deeply when he sees you standing at the balcony. Gigantor, I have news about Peaches.
Oh, I suppose you better fucking come up then.
Gilberto, again, is a mole-like man, and he sort of slinks up the stair in his grey hooded cloak, and follows you into your office. He sort of hovers around the chair, but hasn't quite picked up the courage to actually sit down.
Come on, Gilberto. Have a seat.
He sits down gingerly. My Gigantor, I've discovered some interesting things. A body was found in the main square.
Right. Who was it?
It was a woman, sir. Ginger hair. I think it might have been Peaches.
Oh, you're having a laugh, aren't you? Shows us loads of money.
So, the body has been taken to the coroner's at the Port Marine barracks. But there's more, sir. There was an investigator from the barracks sniffing around.
Right.
Maybe you know of him. I think his name was the Bloodcurrant.
Oh, yeah, I know him. Ugly fella.
There was also a half-orc with him. The one that was here the other day. Creamy.
I know Creamy. Nice girl. What's she doing there then?
I don't know, sir. It's all very mysterious. What do you propose we do next?
Well, I think we should immediately go down into the sewers for no apparent reason. No, well, we need to identify that body. Definitely. Find out if it is Peaches.
There's one more thing, sir. This the Bloodcurrant, he was at the Salty Dog Inn.
Right.
He was talking to a hobgoblin there. I believe the hobgoblin's still there. We might be able to get some information from him as well.
Nope.
Yeah, I suppose we better go and chat with him just to move this story along a little bit.
Sir, do you want me to go, or are you going to go?
I think I'd better go, otherwise it might become a bit stale. You can come along as well if you want.
Right, you are, sir.
What about me, boss?
Yeah, I'd like you to do most of the talking, actually, please. No, you stay here, guard the door.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you head out towards the Salty Dog Tavern. It's probably about late afternoon now, maybe 4 o'clock. It's summer, so it's not going to be nightfall until about. It's not going to be getting dark until about 7:30, and not going to be really dark until about 8. So it's still hot out. The sky is clear and blue, and as you head to the Salty Dog, you hear the familiar sounds of seagulls on the breeze and the hustle bustle of the docks at work.